right, good evening, guys. It's Saturday. Hope you guys have had a great day, and hope you guys are ready for some exciting action here on the track tonight as we are live with the Roarin Thunder Racing League as they take on the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 175. 2.5-mile track, 70 laps. Who's going to come out on top? We've got several fast drivers. We know our own 75 Robert Barris, he's extremely fast. The 8 of Evan Black is also very fast. We also have our own Josue Tellez rocking once again the Jeff Gordon paint scheme, and it looks like we have a new member to the league, or I haven't really seen him around lately. The 11 of Jordan Polly, like right now, he's got the fastest time in practice with a 52.830. So as we're approaching the 2-minute mark here in practice, as always, we will advance over into qualifying. The national anthem will precede that, and we will go make an attempt here for 70 green flag laps. And joining me, as always, is none other than Mr. Broken himself, Mr. Alan Sean. How you doing tonight, buddy?
You know what? I'm here. We're doing all right. I wish it was a little warmer up here where I'm at, but 43 degrees is better than 32, so we're above freezing.
We're in the same place. We're at Indianapolis.
Yes, but we may be there virtually, but where I'm physically is not where I want to be.
Yeah, let me just rub it in again. It's still 85 with a real feel of 93 right now. Which leads into the weather here. Tonight we have, we got actually a rather warm track. The track temp's 103.66 degrees, so that's definitely going to play in a factor. As Josh Medlock, driver of the number 6 over in live chat, saying that he's going to take it easy because it's apparently tricky going into turn 2. As we all know, this big of a track, and especially with these cars, they carry a great amount of speed, so I wouldn't doubt it if we see a lot of very quick entries into turn 2 and some cars pushing up. But it's every time we've run Indy, it doesn't matter what league, whether it's been DieHard or if we broadcasted another league that's done in Indianapolis, it's always turned out to be a great race because it's just such a great racetrack to run these cars at, or to run any car for that matter at. As we are reaching the final seconds here of practice, we will advance into qualifying and see who can put their car on the top spot. As right now we take a look there at the 14 of Jeremy Horn. Right now he is holding the fastest time in practice with a 52.816. And we see the 24 of Josue Tellez as well. That's another one of our DieHard drivers there. Josue excelled with the K&N car in the DieHard season, so it's no surprise to see him here. As the checkered comes out here in practice, we will advance now into qualifying. Good luck, Josh. Hope you do well tonight, and we get to interview in Victory Lane. Get a good look here at the 24 of Josue Tellez as he is on his out lap here. Now this is closed qualifying, so 2 laps to give it your best shot here at the Brickyard and see where you stack up. Tonight we will also be using the ABC cameras as well, so we'll have some interesting camera views here tonight. As always, we do have our in-cockpit, our all around the cars as we get a good look here at the 33 of Mark Gomez, and now we're back to the 24. Right now, we're waiting for the first times to roll in here to see who is going to claim the pole here at Indy. We see the 3 of Jeff Dotson. Rocking that PPG paint scheme on that Chevrolet Impala right there. All right, and as no surprise, right now on pole we have the 75 of Robert Barris with a 52.505. Behind him we have the 14 of Jeremy Horn with a 52.728. Josue Tellez third. He just got knocked back another spot because Evan Black is going to go ahead and take the second spot as of right now with a 52.625. That'll push Jeremy back to third. Josue to fourth with a 52.784. 21 of Charles Smith with a 52.965. That'll round up the top 5 here, as they still have a little bit of time here to get it in. They've got 2 laps here. I know it shows 3, but that counts your out lap as well, so. We get a good look here at the 11 of Jordan Polly. Right now, it does not look like anybody has anything for the 75 of Robert Barris right now. He is still sitting on the pole with that 52.505. The 8 of Evan Black still being scored in second with that 52.625. And we've got our own Josue Tellez live in live chat. What's going on, amigo? You see the 57 here of Simon Thorns. You see, it's very tricky to get these cars in, apparently, because he's going to go ahead and polish it off there on the wall. Well, if it's another day in the office, you better run good. So qualifying's over, and we all know what that means. It's time for everybody to please rise and remove your hats as the U.S. Army Marching Band brings us our national anthem. Amazing job as always Once again, we'd like to thank the U.S. Army Marching Band. So that's going to lead us into tonight's gridding order. Starting on pole will be the 75 of Robert Barris with that 52.505. Starting on the outside of the front row, we have the 8 of Evan Black with a 52.625. Rolling off third will be the 11 of Jordan Pauly with a 52.686. Jeremy Horn in the 14 will start fourth tonight with a 52.728. Josue Tellis will roll off fifth with a 52.784. The 21 of Charles Smith starts sixth tonight with a 52.965. Mark Gomez will roll off seventh in that 33 machine with a 53.463. The 6th Josh Medlock will roll off eighth with a 53.589. Jeff Dotson in the 3 rolls off ninth with a 54.476. Rounding at the top 10 will be the 18 of Rick Mason with a 58.284. Jim Whaley Jr. will start 11th tonight in the 46 machine. Simon Thorns in the 57 will start 12th. Noah Lewis in the 98, 13th. And Paul Buzz Cohen in the 51 will round out the field in 14th. As we are now on the pace lap here. We are less than 1 lap away from taking the green flag here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alan, what do you think we're going to see here in the early stages of the race?
You know, it's hard telling. I didn't get to see much of qualifying, so I would say, you know, these guys are probably going to take it easy the first couple of laps, figure out what their car is going to do, and then drive it home.
Well, our own Mr. Insider, Josue, told us that 1 and 2 are very tight, so if we're going to see anything, we're probably going to see a lot of bit of oversteering or coming in the corner a little bit too hot, or maybe they know that it's after logging all the laps in practice, that we might see them run a little bit slower in 1 and 2, but we also did notice a few cars a little bit loose in 3 and 4 as well. So it looks like with the hotter track temperature, we're going to be probably seeing a little bit more of a passive start to the race, although we all know who's behind the wheel of that 75 machine. So I don't doubt that Robert's got something that he's going to pull up his sleeve, because I know he's been practicing before the race. As the pace car is getting ready to duck off here, we are about to kick the tires and light the fires and go green here. Pace car is down and away. Robert's going to lead us up in.
Ready, green, green,
green.
green.
Flag is out. We are live. Lap 1 is underway. They haul it off into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Robert's gonna hold on to the lead for now. Meanwhile, we look towards the back here. We're looking at 7th, 8th, and 9th. And it's really hard to tell on the first lap, seeing how these cars are still pretty much getting up to speed, but it'll be a good indication to see after they get up to speed what these cars are going to start doing as we start getting the speeds up, the tires worn, and the cars lighter on fuels. Right now, Robert's already got a 1/10 of a second lead over second place, the 8 of Evan Black, and I think Robert right now is just going to try and put as much distance in that rearview mirror as he can do right now.
As most of the field comes down through here, it looks like they've sorted out single file rather quickly.
Well, judging by the way these cars are already, we're seeing a little bit of a wiggle there coming out of the corners. Single file's probably going to be the safest bet. Otherwise, we're going to have a few cars that are probably all tangled up together. But typical racing for Indianapolis, usually it gets spread out pretty quick here. As we see right now, the 24 Josue Tellis looks like he was going to make a move there on the 14. Decided not to yet. So we get a great shot of him coming down to take the famous, actually I think one of the most famous start-finish lines in all of motorsports racing, period. The row of bricks, which tonight it's going to be who's going to get to kneel down on the Crown Royal bag and kiss those bricks. We're going to go in cockpit here. we're riding on board right now with the 24 of Josue Tellez. Trying to listen for any type of signs that he's working those tires, or how tight 1 and 2 is here, as we can hear the throttle work and then the tires as they come to play here.
It's like the 18 of Rick Mason here, getting a little bit tight coming up out of 4 and kissed the wall a little bit.
Gotta love these ABC cameras. They give you such a great view. So now we see that the 11 of Jordan Polley is right there on the back bumper of the 75 of Robert Barris. So it looks like we might have a battle for the lead here shortly. So we go up front here, we can see that first and second right now has done a bit of a breakaway, as we can see, especially with these cars and the way that they draft, a lot of braking the draft going down the backstretch there. As right now, you can see the 11 is locked onto the 75. As they come out of turn 4, it's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. We see Jordan, he's going to pull the inside of the 75 and see if he can get up there and use a little bit of side draft to his advantage. So he will have the advantage going into turn 1. And as they come out of turn 2, they're still pretty well neck and neck. Right now, I think the 11 has a little bit better of a run. As you can see, he's going to separate himself from that 75 so he doesn't attach to the draft and make both cars speed up. That's going to give him the inside once again as they go through 3 and 4. Robert's not going down without a fight, though. He is definitely doing well on that outside line. And as they come out of 4, the 11 of Jordan Polley is able to clear the 75 of Robert Barris, so that will hand your lead over to the 11 car as they come to the line here on lap 7. Meanwhile, now we're looking at the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th between Jeremy Horn, Josue Tellez, and Evan Black.
Yeah, Evan Black just lost the 2 spots there to that 14 and the 24. They drove around him pretty easy. Guess he's going to try to fight back here coming down the inside of us, right?
This could be a recipe for something going on here, as that's going to force the 24 high as they go through turn 3. Good job keeping off the wall. Saw a little bit of a bobble there, but that will give the spot to Evan Black, which will put him up to 4th and Josue back to 5th. Let's see if anything materializes as they go down into turn 1 this time around. Well, looks like Josue's got a little bit of a run now on the 8 as they come down the backstretch here at Indy going into 3. As you see, they're entering the braking zone as designated by the 3-2-1 marks there on the catch fence. Those are reference points usually for us as drivers to use when we come into the corner. Meanwhile, looking back here at 10th place, we have the 46 of Jim Whaley, and is in front of him. There's a battle between the 3 of Jeff Dodson and the 6 of Josh Medlock here, as they're fighting for 8th and 9th. So this is 8th, 9th, and 10th right here. It's kind of cool looking at Jeff's paint scheme. It's almost like a graffitied PPG paint scheme. I like that. You see the 57 of Simon Thorns looks like he's having a little bit of connectivity issues. He was blinking a little bit there, but it's stabilized out now.
The 3 car kind of reminds me a little bit of the Sam Bass car that Dale Sr. used to drive.
Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking. Now, I don't want to jinx anything, but the way these guys are racing, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 70 green flag laps here. But we haven't seen what the tires do on the long run yet. As right now, the 46 is going to try and make the move on the 6 here. This is one of the things I love about Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You've got, after the turn, you've got a nice little short chute that you have to go through before you enter turn 2. Same thing with 3 and 4. It's not a consecutive corner where you're in the wheel the entire time. You do have to straighten out for a little bit and then go right back into. So it's almost, it adds a whole different feel to the race car when you know you're not making just a continuous turn. And actually you can get a lot better of a run with that little bit of a short chute, and it helps, especially with the way these guys race. And if you're going to try and take it 2 or even 3 wide, having that extra bit of space there kind of helps. Right now, the 46 of Jim Whaley's got his sights set on the 3 cars. He's going to go around Jeff Dotson. That will be for 8th position. So move Jim Whaley Jr. up to 8th and Jeff back to 9th, as the next car to try and take the spot away will be the 6 of Josh Medlock, and then the 57 of Simon Thorns. Meanwhile, looking out front, Jordan Pauly has extended the lead over 2nd place to a 1.5 second gap. So that's pretty impressive to see right there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Robert might be playing a little bit of possum.
Well, we know
he's the king of strategy. So
exactly, and he kind of burned himself at New Hampshire on Sunday night by pitting a little too early on his first pit stop, which ultimately trapped him a lap down because Josue stayed out, and we only had it stayed out for at least what, 15 laps.
Yeah, he was out there quite a while, which inevitably killed his run as well. But
that's good to see diversity, and it was odd not seeing Robert up there in the top 3.
It is the 6 and the 57 have just cleared the 3 car of Jeff Dodson.
So that will move Josh Medlock up to 9th, Simon Thorns to 10th, and Jeff back to 11th. Right behind him is the 98 of Noah Lewis. So we are working lap 14 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All have been green flag laps so far, but we are 14 laps in, which means these cars are going to start handling a little bit differently as the tires start to wear and the fuel burns out of these cars. And we already know that turn 1 and 2 is very tight to begin with. So when you lighten the fuel load and the tires wear out, I can only imagine how much more it makes the car tight, or it might even start making it a little bit loose, as we see the 57.
Josh, yeah.
So that'll move Simon up to 9th place, and now that's going to open the doors. We see the 98 of Noah Lewis has gotten around the 3 of Jeff Dodson, so that'll move Jeff back to 12th. As we're looking at 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th here. Out front, the lead has now been extended to a 2-second lead. We'll go ahead and take a look back up towards the front of the field here. That's 51 there. So we look at our current race leader, the 11 of Jordan Pauly. Let's go in cockpit with him and see how he's running his line around here. If you guys ever want to see what it looks like to be 2.4 seconds back, that's what it looks like here at Indy. I know most tracks, you don't even see the car, but right now as we were riding on the tail end of the 11 car, and it looks like we got some smoke on the track there. Oh, we got a car on pit road.
57's coming out of turn 4 and just locks it down, trying to get down to pit road, and loses it into the inside wall hard, and then into the end of pit road.
Well, the good thing is these drivers do have one fast repair, so I do believe we will see that 57 using it. But since he did spin down off of the racing surface, that will not trigger a caution here. So we will remain green flag racing here, as it looks like green flag pit stops are beginning to happen.
Yeah, we got 75 down, 24, and the 6 all down.
And your race leader is coming down right now. The 11 car is on pit road, as well as the 14. He's coming down. Looks like the 8 of Evan Black is going to stay out. And it's going to be a mass exodus. The cars coming down pit road. We have several coming down right now for round 1 of green flag pit stops here.
Yeah, so Robert pulls off a 15.8, which seems a little long for him. I wonder if something went a little awry in his pit stop. As Josue pulls off a 14.9. The 33 of Mark Gomez is a 14.6. The 6 of Josh Medlock is a 15.3. Rick Mason in the 18 pulls off a 14.9.
Our race leader, the 11, pulled a 15.5. The 14 pulled a 14.7. $15.2 by the 21, a 14.9 by the 46. So right now that will cycle the lead over to the 8 of Evan Black.
Now, Evan Black in the 8, Jeff Dodson in the 3, and the 11 of Jordan Pauly have not come down pit road yet.
So you see the 98 of Noah Lewis as he makes his way back onto the track after his first round of green flag pit stops. We'll wait until everything is complete here before we give you guys a run through of the top 10 here. But right now we see the two apparent breakaway guys here racing right now, the 11 of Jordan Pauly and the 75 of Robert Barris, as Robert makes the pass on the outside going into 1. So we are now 20 laps into the books here. So we've got the 3 on pit road.
He'll pull off a 15-2 in that number 3. Looks like the 8 of Evan Black has come down and is starting back out to speed now, and he's pulled off a 14. So the only car not come down yet is the 11 of Jordan Pauly.
No, he's been down pit road.
Okay.
The 11 pulled a 15.5. He was, when they saw him come down, everybody decided they wanted to come down, and that's when we saw the mass exodus going. But now the way things shook out now, the 75 of Robert Barris has inherited the lead, but now he is under fire by the 11 of Jordan Pauly once again, as they go through 3 and 4 right there. So that will hand the lead back over to the 11 of Jordan Pauly as he does make the pass on the 75 of Robert Barris. But right now we see Robert there has got the inside line as they go into 3. He's going to try and work his way around the 11 as he's able to do the slide job there in 3, but look for a crossover by the 11 here as they come around turn 4. Not going to happen this time, so this time it'll be Robert Barris leading this lap as we are going to be 48 laps to go here at Indy. And since we've already cycled through our first round of green flag pit stops and things are pretty well spread out, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we will return to the action here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the Roarin' Thunder Racing League. All right, folks, we are back live, and nothing has changed as of right now because the 75 of Robert Barris is still out front with a 3/10 second lead over Jordan Pauly in that 11 machine. As they race to the stripe this time, it'll be 46 laps to go. Once again, it's always our favorite time of the race when we go from counting the laps up to counting them down. But with a 70 lapper here, it's really still 50 laps is a long way to go here. That's still 100 miles. Now we see the 11 there. He's going to make the move on the 75. I don't know if Robert had a little trouble getting off that corner or not, but that definitely opened the inside up for the 11, and he's going to take full advantage of that as they drag race down the front stretch here. Now, being green flagged this entire time, these two lead cars here are going to start running into lap traffic as we see the 11 is able to clear the 75. So that will hand the lead back over to the 11 of Jordan Polley, and as we do so, we'll go ahead and give a brief summary. Right now we have 25 laps in the books. We've had 6 lead changes, 0 cautions for 0 laps, and hopefully it stays that way to the end. Right now our top 5 consists of the 11 car of Jordan Polley out front, Robert Barris in the 75 second, Jeremy Horn in the 14 third, the 24 of Josue Tullis fourth, and Evan Black in the 8 rounding out your top 5. So it'll be 44 laps to go this time around. Meanwhile, the 11 and the 75 have both cleared, I believe that was the 18 of Rick Mason. As lap traffic is now coming into play. Yes, that was Rick. He is now the first car 1 lap down. We get this great shot of the cars hauling it down the backstretch. And we see the 57 there almost get a piece of the non-safer barrier as he was exiting the corner there. He drifted up a little high, and now he's having a little bit of blinking issues there. He'll probably just easily pull to the inside and allow the 11 and the 75 to go by. As both cars are able to clear the 57. That will put 2 cars down a lap now. We'll have the next person to be lapped will be the 3 of Jeff Dotson, but that is still a little ways out. We're going to do something a little different here as we do have one of these cameras here. We have one positioned straight on the start-finish line, so it's kind of be like a mini crank-it-up camera as we're going to watch the cars as they come by. And this will give you a good sense of what it's like to be at a real race if you were sitting in the seats here, because sometimes there's not a lot of activity But when the cars come racing by, you can just hear them scream. So we're going to sit on this camera for a lap or two and give you guys just some raw audio here. Oh yeah, you feel them, definitely. Meanwhile, right there, we just saw a pass which is not for position. That is the 14 third place car of Jeremy Horn as he made his way around the 33 of Mark Gomez. Or no, it's Simon Thorns, excuse me, in the 57. Behind him, we have the fourth place car, the 24 of Josue Tellez. And out front with a 1.9 second lead, it is still the 11 of Jordan Pauly. Robert Bear is still holding down that second spot. As now we focus on the 33 of Mark Gomez and the 46 of Jim Whaley. This is for 6th and 7th position.
So I would not be surprised if we don't see another round of green flag pit stops happening right shortly here. As that first one was within 20 laps.
Right about 20, so I'm figuring about 40 we'll see them start peeling down pit road again. With them running limited fuel and with the track conditions the way they are, I wouldn't doubt if we see another round. Or they might try to stretch it out here and get a few extra laps, seeing how it's not 80 laps, it's 70. I don't really see people doing a 30-lap run or know if they can even make it 30 laps on fuel. I'm pretty sure they cannot make it 30 laps, so we might actually end up seeing 3 sets of pit stops here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual fuel will be here, but I'm thinking they pitted right around lap 21, 22.
I think the first one to pit was, I think, lap 19, and then when we saw our race leader and pretty much everyone else there inside the top 10 come down right around lap 20 to 21. So we're right on the edge of what we would think would be the next round of green flag pit stops here. As hats off to these guys. So far they have gone green flag from the initial drop, and hopefully we can keep it that way with 14 cars and as spread out and single file as it is. I don't think we're going to have a problem with it being green flag.
75 of Robert Barris down pit road.
We will get a good look, and we also have the 14 of Jeremy Horn as well. So second round of green flag pit stops are underway here. Let's see what Robert gets for his second pit time here. I don't know about you, Alan, but I really, really hate coming down to pit. It seems like an eternity to get down to pit road.
Oh, this pit road is so long, especially when you have that first box. As the right sides are on that 75, left side's going on.
He's gonna get a 15.4.
He's running fairly slow pit stops this evening.
The 14 got a 15.2, so.
Yeah, but it's a little strange to see Robert in high 15s here. His pit crew must be a little hungover.
Well, they might have got victory celebrations underway a little bit early. So you see the 33 of Mark Gomez. He's making his way off of pit road right now.
If I was a bet man, I would say that 75 is going to do about 17 laps and come ripping back down pit road.
You realize you just contradicted yourself if you're a bet man. You are a betting man. Let's see who's going to be the next contestant to come down and play Pit Road Simulator.
That would be the 98 of Noah Lewis.
So right now, Evan Black with a 22-second lead over second place, the 11 of Jordan Polly. But now Jordan looks like is going down pit road, so we'll look for the 11 car on pit road. Let's go ahead and cycle to him and see what he gets here for his stop. Oh, he's still on.
Got the 57 of Simon Thomas.
Thorns.
Simon Thorns, sorry.
Simon with a 17.3 second stop there. So right now we still have the 3 of Jeff Dotson, the 51 of Paul Cohen, the 8 of Evan Black, and the 46 of Jim Whaley yet to come down pit road. So we go up front and take a look at our current race leader. Does look like he has a little bit of right rear damage to that machine. Unless I just cut. No, he's got a little bit of damage there. It's pushed up a little bit there on the right side, the right rear corner. He's definitely got a little bit of a lean going on. He's going to take that machine down pit road.
Report from the pit road official, the 51 has been caught speeding.
Ruh-roh. So we're going to see, you can see right there, look at the left front wheel, how much camber and caster they're running in that wheel there. It almost looks like a street stock. And there is a little bit of damage there on the back of that 8 machine. He's going to pull into the box here. Let's see what he gets for his second pit stop here of the night.
All right, so we've got the
Going to pull off a 14.8. Now the 51 had to come down and serve a penalty for speeding in the pits, which is why you see him also making the exit there off of pit road. Right now, the 8 of Evan Black is still being scored as your race leader. But that is going to update when they cross the line. Your race leader will be the 11 of Jordan Polly. Robert Barris in the 75 will be second. The 14 of Jamie Horn third. Jose Tellis in the 24 fourth. Evan Black in the 8 right now being scored in fifth. Jeff Dotson in the 3, who's coming down pit road right now, was our 6th place car. He was going to lose some spots as we see. I believe the 51 is back down pit road again. So we'll let things shake out here as the final drivers to make their second stop come down. We see, looks like the 21 is showing 3 stops. His last stop was a 15.3. 57 is on, or 3 on pit road right now. He's going to pull a, let's see what we get here, a 14.8. And the 51 will pull a 19 flat. So, to give a corrected top 10 running order, actually a full field order, the 11 right there of Jordan Polley as he rips by us on the backstretch. In first, the 75 of Robert Bears, as you can see right there, trying to chase him down. In second, Jeremy Horn in the 14 third, Josue Tellus in the 24 fourth, the 8 of Evan Black being scored in fifth, 33 of Mark Gomez sixth, Jim Whaley Jr. in the 46 seventh, the 21 of Charles Smith eighth. The 6th of Josh Medlock is our 9th place car. Rounding out the top 10 will be the 98 of Noah Lewis. Jeff Dodson holds down the 11th spot. Simon Thorns in the 57 12th. The 18 of Rick Mason 13th. And rounding out the field will be the 51 of Paul Cohen. Paul being down 2 laps. Rick, Simon, and Jeff being scored all 1 lap down.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing Robert really gaining here on Jordan. He's just, it almost looks like he might be holding his own, and then every now and again he slips a little further back. So, you know, Robert may have found somebody to give him a run for his money, at least here at Indianapolis.
Now Robert is going for a threefer because he won the last race that we broadcasted here for RTRL. He won that, and then the following night, Sunday, he won at Pocono with the DieHard Series Automated Office Technologies Truck Series. He's looking to make it a 3rd win straight in a row here league-wise. But I think you're right. I think he might have actually finally met his match in some very stiff competitions. That 11 has been extremely strong all night.
I think you're going to see Robert either come down with, you know, another roughly 8 laps with 20 to go, or he's going to push it till he gets to about 17 to go. And then he's back down to stop.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what the strategy play is on each one of these drivers here when they come down, because as far as they're spread out right now, it's almost the same as kind of like short track racing. You really got to manage position versus how long you want to stay out to see if you can have fresher tires at the end of the race. But with the field being so spread out, we can actually compare this to short track racing where position is pretty much everything. And I mean, this is a 2.5 mile track, but you got to figure you have 1 lap that you're still getting up to speed, and then if you are unlucky enough to get caught by the leader and get put a lap down, if the leader's already taken his pit stop, you've unfortunately made your bet, and that's where you're stuck at. So once again, we're going to give you guys a brief little summary of what has transpired so far tonight here at Indianapolis. Right now we have 44 laps in the books. We've had 8 lead changes. Our current race leader is still the 11 of Jordan Polley, and the thing that prides us the most is 0 cautions for 0 laps. Our top 5 consists of your race leader, the 11 of Jordan Polley, Robert Barris in the 75 second, Jeremy Horn in the 14 third, Josue Tellus in the 24 fourth, and Evan Black in the 8 being our top 5 car. right now, as we're taking a look at our breakaway leader right now, Jordan Pauly, he's got a 2-second lead over the 75 as we are now down to 24 laps remaining here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It'll be interesting to see if but when these guys come down to take their final services. Probably anywhere between lap 20. As we see the 18 of Rick Mason, he looks like he might have come off the wall there. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened there, seeing how we are still green flag. He was able to not bring out a caution with that. Let's see what happened to the 18. All right, we can see the leaders behind the 18 here as he comes into turn 1. Everything looks good coming out of turn 1. He makes his way down into turn 2. Let's see if he just might get a little bit too low in the corner there and the car step out. Yep, it looks like he just gets a little too low, gets it loose. Does a great job locking it down there though and keeping it off the racing surface, and then was able to break the car free. And then he brings it back up after the car is clear, so no caution will fly. So great job there by the 18 as we see him coming down pit road right now. Meanwhile, as we go back to the most exciting camera, it's going to focus on the 33 of Mark Gomez, who's right now being scored in 7th position. Now, if the caution were to have flown, as we got another car around right now, looks like it's the 46 of Jim Whaley Jr. Yes, it was, and he's got a blown motor, and he is on the surface. I'm surprised that has not tripped a caution yet. No caution yet. The 8 is, or the 46, excuse me. He's going to use the access road, which is the smart thing to do. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at what happened to that. Now, the rule is you must be over 80 miles an hour once you get back onto the racing surface. So the green flag will stay, but this is what happened here to the 46. I guarantee it's going to be the same exact thing that we saw with the 18 of Rick Mason. I think he just probably got a little bit too low coming there out of 2, and the car just stepped out on him. Actually, no, we saw the opposite. He got the wall, and then he breaks it. Ooh, hard impact to the inside wall. Ouch. Very hard lick for that 46 machine. But he was able to refire it, and as you see him now coming down pit road, I don't believe he has used a reset yet, so he'll be able to pull down there without having to tow, and we should see that car pop back to life. Yep, there's his quick repair. Now he's just going to take a servicing, and he'll be on his way, but still a very, very hard hit for the 46 there, Jim Whaley. Meanwhile, most exciting once again is focused on Mr. Gomez himself. So right now, 20 laps to go. Now is going to be the strategy move. Who is going to come down pit road first? This is going to be potentially the race-winning strategy move here. Any bets there, Alan?
The 11 is 3 seconds out ahead of Robert right now. So if he's going to come down, Robert's going to have plenty of time to shoot down pit road right behind him. So I'm not sure if Robert's going to wait that long or if he's going to try to go in and beat him to the punch and maybe get a lap on him, but it's going to be hard to say.
Well, that's got me curious enough that we're going to ride along here with the 75 and see if he does in fact come down before our race leader does. So you can see they are both right there on the backstretch. That first car in picture is our race leader, the 11 of Jordan Polley. As he hauls it down in turn 3, he does have a 3.6 second gap over Robert. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Robert come down either this time or next time by. He's going to stay out this time.
I'm riding in cockpit with that 75. He just come off turn 4 there, a little squirrely.
See the 98 of Noah Lewis on pit road. We're going to go up to our race leader, the 11, and see if he is going to be the first one to start the last sequence of pit stops here, as for quite some time I was wondering if he had some damage on the back, but after Ellen zoomed in, it is the neck of a Flying V guitar on the back of that car. It had me absolutely baffled for the longest time, but thank God I have another set of eyes that can look at things. So, as of right now, the 11 is going to stay out. We have Robert Barris, 75, coming down pit road right now. Here is where strategy comes into play. We also have the 6 of Josh Medlock, the 14 of Jeremy Horn. It appears that the 6 might have gotten a little bit of contact with the wall there. He has shifted that Impala pretty hard over to the left side of that car, but our second and third place cars right now are on pit road. Robert has the grueling longest drive ever. He has to go all the way down to that first stall. Let's see what Robert gets here for a pit time. He's going to pull off a 14.7 this time.
11's coming down pit road, right?
Jeremy Horn pulls a 14.4, and with our new race leader, let's see what Jordan Polley is able to do here on pit road.
And Robert's leaving access road now as Jordan is coming to a stop. So that's going to give him about 1 lap to get up to speed, but you know, Jordan's going to have 1 lap fresher tires. So, I mean, I don't know. Jordan seems to be laying down some pretty fast laps against Robert right now. So
he just pulled up a 14.9 pit stop right there. So final pit stop of the race for the 11 pulls a 14.9. So Robert was 0.2 faster on his stop, and Jeremy Horn had the fastest out of that with a 14.4. But Josue Tellez had the fastest stop period with a 13.9. Obviously, that was a full service stop because I'm looking at the 33 of Mark Gomez. He had a 9.1, so that's probably just either a full fuel or 2 tires and fuel. So right now we can see the gap right now between the 11 and the 75 is right at about 2 seconds. It'll be 15 laps to go this time by as Jordan takes the strike.
I'm really not sure that that 75's got enough to get him. He is reeling him back in, but I don't know. Jordan's been running a pretty strong race so far. He has led 40 laps.
Well, as we all know, reeling somebody in is one thing. Passing them is a whole nother ballgame, especially when it comes down to probably by about the time Robert can reel him in enough, probably will be under 10 laps to go. So not a lot of time to work with, even though we are at a fairly large track, but it's actually kind of leveled out. It's at a 1.7 second interval between first and second right now. I don't know, honestly, unless Robert can get some draft there off of the 46 to try and get him up a little bit closer. At the same time, the 11 is going to try and catch the draft there of the 6 car of Josh Medlock. So Draft is definitely going to come into play here for both of these front two cars. Right now, Robert has a little bit more of an advantage, but once he clears the 46, he's going to have all that open air versus the 11 who's steadily reeling in the 6. The 11's going to have the advantage then with Draft on the front and back stretch. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these final laps play out here between the 11 and the 75. So we can see both cars now do have Draft. You see Robert looking on the inside. So Robert has made it around the 46. Now our race leader has to clear the 6 cars. He's going to dive to the inside here as they go through turn 2. 13 laps remaining. Now if Robert can seal that up, which he still has a 1.7 second deficit, if he really needs to get into the draft of that 6 car as fast as possible, because right now the 11 car will not have the aid of draft. So Robert really needs to put the pedal to the metal right now if he wants to make up some ground, as it's steadily staying at a 1.6 to 1.7 second interval between the two, as we see the 51 locking it up. There's the cone flying out into the track.
That was interesting.
Maybe a little bit too much brake bias dialed into that car.
I was riding on board with the 75 of Robert Barris when that happened. All I saw was the tail coming back up the track.
Well, he did a great job keeping that thing locked down.
Yeah, he did keep it locked down. It did not bring up the cautions.
So Robert has now locked onto the draft of the 6 car, but look at the gap between the 11 and the 6. It's pretty much about dead even. So once Robert passes the 6, he's going to have to try and fight for every bit of draft. It's going to be 11 laps to go this time by at the line. And it's actually grown out to a 1.9 second lead now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Robert's got enough.
This might actually make for a very interesting interview with Robert tonight.
I mean, it's not from lack of trying, because he is driving the wheels off that.
No, he's driving his ass off. I think the 11 car, he's just been consistent all night. He's hit his marks lap after lap. He's been very smooth. The one thing I've noticed versus a lot of the other drivers is he'll let the car roll in, no throttle, not playing with it. He'll just roll in till he feels it free up, and then he's right back into the throttle. He's just very, very smooth, very consistent, and we've seen that lap after lap after lap. Whereas Robert, we've seen a few wiggles coming out of the corners. We have not seen any of that with the 11 car tonight, as the lead has now been stretched out to a 2.1 second gap.
I'm going to have to ask Jordan what kind of equipment he's running on this evening.
Exactly. As now I got a good look. That is a Jackson guitar paint scheme. Jackson is undoubtedly the most famous maker of the Flying V guitar. Gibson tried to replicate it, but I would play a Jackson Flying V over a Gibson any day. As we see, Robert has made it around the 6. Now he's got to try and gun down the 11 car, make up a 2.1 second deficit with 9 laps to go when the 11 takes the stripe this time.
Unfortunately, it's going to take for the 11 to make a mistake here.
Well, I didn't want to be the first one to say it, but I can't argue that one. I think right now that 11 car is on a rail, both car-wise and driver-wise. You see the 18 of Rick Mason there. He's going to stay on the bottom line and allow the 11 to go by. 8 laps to go at the line this time by. We're going to go on board right now with our race leader, and we're going to show you just exactly how smooth and consistent he is. So that's my cue to shut up and just listen to the car and watch his the animations of the steering wheel here. I think the main thing that me and Alan have been talking about is, I know Alan's going to ask it in the interview, but we're both pretty much almost guaranteed that Jordan is on either a direct drive wheel, which would be a OSW or a AccuForce, or at the very least a CSW. That, you look at the twitching there of the steering wheel, that is definitely a high force output wheel. I'll be shocked if he says it's something like an old Club Sport or even a CSL Elite, which is what I have. But
if he says Bobo, I quit.
Yeah, I'll have to sell my $1,000+ worth of Fanatec stuff and just hang it up. Ooh, as we see car in front get a little loose there on the apron. Now I believe that is the that's the 98 of Noah Lewis. Be 5 laps to go here at the line. The gap now has stretched out to a 3-second lead over Robert sitting in second, and even way further back there to third.
Well, I wonder if Cole's still over there in live chat on YouTube. He may know what Caleb saying he's running a DFGT. But
If he's running a DFGT, I'm throwing my shit out the window.
I wonder if Cole knows what he's actually running as their teammate. So.
Well, he is the team owner, apparently. Owner or teammate, either way. All right, folks, it'll be 2 laps to go this time by. All Jordan has to do is make 8 more corners, and he has got this thing in the bag right now. He has definitely locked down the most laps led. Is right now he has led 52. This time by it'll be 53 laps led for him. Robert Barris has led 9. Evan Black with 6. So that's pretty much almost going to make up the entirety of the field. That's the only 3 people to lead the race right here is the 11, the 75, and the 8. As we see, he has made his way around the 21 of Charles Smith. That will leave 5 cars on the lead lap. And as he comes through 3 and 4, he will be taking the white flag this time by. Last lap here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. With a 4.5 second lead, all Jordan has to do is easily drive this car around 1 more lap, and he has got this race in the bag.
And he's not taking it easy, though. He is wheeling that car around.
Oh, as he gets a piece of the wall there.
That was a good lick, too.
Yes, it was. He might have bent the neck on that Jackson Flying V with that one.
Yeah, he's still holding it, though. It didn't slow him down enough.
No, it did not. So as when he makes his way into turn 3, as he's doing so now, we are going to go to the Indianapolis start-finish line, and we will see our race winner as he's coming out of turn 4 right now hand the win over, and not just a win, but a dominating performance to the 11 car of Jordan Polly as he takes the stripe right there. That is going to be the win. Robert Barris is going to bring it home second with a 4.8 second deficit behind that. Third place is going to go to Jeremy Horn. Josue Tellis, as the cars are still coming across the line right now. Josue is going to bring it home 4th tonight. The 8 of Evan Black will bring it home 5th. Last car on the lead lap. 21 of Charles Smith will bring it 6th. Josh Medlock will bring it home 7th. Noah Lewis 8th. Mark Gomez 9th. And Jeff Dodson is going to round out the top 10 as they're still coming by. Right now we're going to go on board, or not on board, but we're going to go up to our leader here as hopefully he's going to have some dominating burnouts, because he definitely put on one hell of a show here tonight at Indianapolis. So hopefully we're going to see some victory celebrations underway here by our race winner as he's going to come up here and receive the checkered flag from the iRacing official here. And burnouts are underway. He was waiting to make sure the track is clear. And now he's going to burn it down here at the line. So they're going to be getting the Crown Royal bags out because he is going to be the one tonight to kneel down and kiss the bricks. Although he might be kissing some Goodyear rubber as he is doing some very nice burnouts right over those bricks as celebrations are still underway here. Let's go ahead and bring in our 3rd place finisher tonight, and Alan, let's see what Jeremy's got to say.
All right, Jeremy, good race tonight, caution free. You bring it home 3rd. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, feeling pretty good, Alan. It was a nice race tonight, caution free. So that's kind of hard to do, especially here at Indy. Once we got past the first couple laps, though, it was pretty smooth sailing. Spent most of the race out front, but all in all, it was a good race.
Yeah, it appeared you were having a pretty good run there. And how'd the car drive? It looked like it was getting a little tight towards the end of the run.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of driving a loose race car, and those first 2 runs were really good, and third run was just horribly tight there toward the end. And just trying to, I knew I had nothing for the guys up front. They were just in another universe tonight, so I was just trying to keep pace with what was behind me and try to run my own race there and try not to hit the wall.
Well, you bring it home third. That's a good point tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just like to thank my fiance and my son for allowing me to do all this, and thank you guys for jumping on board tonight and taking up our race. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
It's our pleasure. We love watching it, and it was amazing to see a green flag run. I do believe the next race is Iowa, and I will be on track with you guys, so it'll be interesting to run that race. But once again, congratulations on that third place finish, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you out there racing with us next week at Iowa.
That was our third place finisher, Jeremy Horn. Now we will bring in our second place finisher, Mr. Robert Barish. All right, Robert, you brought her home second tonight. Tell me, what did you think of that 11 car? He was something fierce tonight.
Yeah, he was definitely top notch. He was top class for long runs. He is just able to keep the tires on it, and a really good thing to rotate. And I think especially off turn 2, because that just has such an effect on the lap. And I think that's where he was really getting me, was turn 2. And you could just see it after 5 or so laps. He'd start to kind of stabilize, and then another 5 laps, he would be gone. He could open up another 2 seconds or so, and after that first cycle of pit stops, he would get far enough ahead that I couldn't make it up coming in early on a pit stop. So yeah, congrats to him. He was definitely on the second class of the field.
Now, me and Alan both said that if he's not running a direct drive wheel, or at least something extremely comparable to that, that we're both throwing our setups in the trash. Because, I mean, we went in cockpit for a few laps with him, and that wheel was just bouncing all over the place. So if he's not running an OSW or an AccuForce, I'm throwing all my stuff in the trash and hanging it up.
Yeah, I don't know what he's running. It was, it just felt like there was kind of just no front grip. It was just kind of slide the front tires on exit after a few laps. Early on, it was like lap 4 or so, as I was kind of arcing out to enter 2, I glanced the wall, and I thought that may have done a little bit of damage, and I was paying for it on aero, and that was where the difference was coming from. But the first pit stop, I didn't have any repair time. The fast reset never took, so I think it was just all tire management and his ability to get that thing to rotate and get the drive off.
Well, nonetheless, this makes 3 races in a row that we've broadcasted that you've brought home a podium finish. So, second place is still good for points here, but I think if this 11 car stays around, you've got to run for your money now. But once again, you brought it home second. Congratulations. Who'd you like to thank?
I thank everybody at the league, at the Roarin Thunder Racing League, everybody at DieHard, Live TV, iRacing for again this platform, and family, my wife, for having patience with me to do this.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on second place, and I'll see you on track at Iowa for the next race, because I actually get the chance to come out and show how bad I suck.
Oh, well, we're looking forward to it. We're get to try out that new Fanatec wheel. I'm sure you'll put on a pretty good show for us.
Most importantly, the shifter. I have not missed a single gear since I started with that SQ 1.5. I'm actually really looking forward to Iowa, but enough of that. Great showing, and I'll see you next week.
I'll see you.
That was our second place. All right, Alan, I know you're dying to know what he's running, so let's bring him in.
Jordan, great race tonight, caution free. I mean, lap after lap, you just stuck it out there. How you doing? Apparently, we may have a little technical difficulty. Well, that's unfortunate. It appears that Jordan's either away or he's having some issues with talking over TeamSpeak.
Well, in the meantime, we'll keep him in here, and hopefully we can get the radio issue worked out. I'm going to go ahead and run through the race results. Coming home with a dominating performance, the 11 of Jordan Pulley is going to be our Polly, excuse me. Long night, long day, and I was so perfect at the entire broadcast, and now at the end I choose to screw it up. Whatever. There we go. There it is. All right, Alan, go ahead. Ask the $1 million question.
Well, Jordan, I don't know if you heard the questions I had asked before there, but anyhow, good race for you tonight. Caution free. You ran it. I mean, you owned it. My question to you is, what racing wheel and pedals are you running on?
Just stock standard G27 pedals. I inverted my pedals though, but yeah, it's just a G27.
All right, I'm throwing my stuff in the trash. We could have swore after all the laps that we watched in cockpit that you were running a direct drive wheel. I mean, that's just unbelievable car control, especially for a G27. Holy shit. That makes me feel about normal.
About this high.
Yeah, exactly. I've got over $1,000 in Fanatec stuff, and I can't even drive that good. So
yeah, I think I surprised myself.
That's absolutely freaking amazing. You led 55 out of the 70 laps, and even our fastest driver from DieHard, Robert, couldn't even keep up with you on the long run. So that was just, you spanked everybody. You took them to school, and you laid the smack down here at Indy.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Every minute, every bit of it. I just happy after I took the checkered. That's what I was waiting on, just slogging laps. And hoping I wouldn't hit the wall, and I did on the last lap. I think coming off one there, but just kept her going. Had enough gap between me and Robert to hold on to the lead and win the thing.
Well, to say you won it is the understatement of the year. You dominated it. You owned it. I think somebody said they wanted you to write your name there on one of the safer barriers. But most importantly, tonight you get to kneel down on that Crown Royal bag and kiss the bricks, even though I'd suggest finding a spot where there's not some Goodyear rubber on it, seeing how you laid some fairly sick burnouts over across it. But nonetheless, dominating performance. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
I would like to thank my team, my team owner, Brandon Kreutz, for giving me a great car tonight. Just got to thank him and everybody else on the team. Evan Black and Cole.
All right, and next week we move on to Iowa, where I will be joining you guys on track. So it'll be interesting to see how bad you could put me to shame on my $1,000+ setup and make me feel even smaller. But it'll be fun nonetheless. Once again, congratulations on the win, and I'll see you next week.
Oh yeah, thank you. My home track. Glad to get it done here. So, yep. Thank you guys. Hope to see you out on the track, and hopefully I pick up another win next week. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have yourself a good rest of the weekend here, Jordan, and we will see you in 2 weeks for broadcast.
Okay. Yep. All right. Sounds good. Do a little bit more dirt racing and be good to go. So, thank you guys.
All right, that's going to do it for the interviews. Now we will go through the official race results here, as we just spoke with our race winner, Jordan Polly, in the 11. Brought it home with a dominating performance, leading 55 of the 70 laps. Robert Barris in the 75 is going to bring it home second tonight. Jeremy Horn in the 14 will bring it home third. Our other DieHard racer, the 24 of Josue Tellis, is going to bring it home fourth. Evan Black in the 8 will bring it home fifth. Charles Smith in the 21 will be our sixth place finisher. Noah Lewis in the 98 will bring it home seventh. Josh Medlock in the 6 will bring it home eighth. Ninth goes to the 33 of Mark Gomez. Jim Whaley in the 46 is going to round out the top 10. Son of a bitch, hit the wrong button again. I always do that. They're right next to each other, and it seems to always want to spool. Jeff Dotson in the 3 will bring it home 11th. Simon Thorns in the 57 will bring it home 12th. Paul Cohen in the 51 will bring it home 13th. And rounding out the field tonight will be the 18 of Rick Mason. So, Alan, dominating show. Any final words before we wrap it up here tonight?
You know, they did a really good job running 70 laps caution-free. Some of the drivers thought the car was a little ill-handling, but they all managed to get it around the track and get it done tonight. So, good luck to you next week in Iowa, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for the broadcast.
Yep, and tomorrow night we are off with the DieHard Racing League as we're going to be taking it off for Father's Day, but we will return on Tuesday with Mr. Shift Racing at Michigan. It'll be a recruitment race, so that'll be a fun one to broadcast. And then, as stated, I will be on track with RTRL next week at Iowa. We will return in 2 weeks as I grab my little handy-dandy notepad here. We will be at June. I think it'll be a little bit longer than that because our next race is Chicagoland on July 15th. So I think we have, or hell, I just maybe lost on dates. But either way, our next race will be Chicagoland with RTRL. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Once again, a dominating performance by the 11 of Jordan Polley. And thanks to everybody here at RTRL and everybody for watching. For everybody at RTRL and DieHard Live TV, good night, and we will see you next time.